Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and watch this shit. Now, I need to tell y'all something before we get into this shit. It's actually crazy, okay? The whole point of this drama with this WoW shit is essentially this guy down here, which you can't see him because my fat fucking body's in the way. I really should have thought about that. Sorry, guys. I've moved the whale to this side. Okay. Is this guy over here. Now, his name in game is one thing. I think his online name might be Yamata or something like that. Or something. Not totally sure. But essentially, this guy right here, bro, is the whiniest fucking put his business out there guy I have seen in a fat minute. Essentially, I'm just going to break this down and then we'll break down the video step by step so there's no confusion because people are getting this so... I don't know. I didn't know there was this many people who were just that fucking stupid. Everyone's getting this so wrong. Okay, so this guy right here got in a fight with one of these dudes that we're about to watch in the clip. And his whole thing was something about taking accountability. Okay? Listen, I'm going to preface this with, like, as simple as I can put it. If you play a video game, especially hardcore WoW, and you are such a fucking baby like this, just don't even play. It's not the game for you. There's tons of other games. Go play Overwatch. Go play Marvel Rivals. Go play fucking Stardew Valley or something. Go play something more your fucking speed. Now, supposedly, this guy also plays League of Legends, which I find that hard to believe. Because, if I'm being honest, he doesn't have the temperament for that either. I would imagine most of his... And listen, I don't know this guy. But I would imagine, based on how he fucking acts with this, that most of his streams are just him crying and fucking whining the whole time. There's no way that they're not. There's no way that they're not. Because he can't handle situations well. And he does not speak English as a first language. So, as you'll see in the video, he has insanely hard time saying anything. Okay? And I'm saying anything. He cannot fucking formulate what he is trying to say to save his fucking life. Okay? Like, if this guy saw a car coming and it was going to hit you and he, like, yelled out to save you, you would have been hit by the fucking car. Okay? This guy does not... And listen, everyone can say, oh, well, you just hate people who can't speak English. I'm like, no. If you're going to get this butthurt, and he does, he gets crazy butthurt. If you're going to get this fucking butthurt, at least have the ability to articulate why you are mad. Because I have watched probably 3 hours of this shit. Now, this clip I've compiled, it's like a streamlined version of that. You don't have to watch the 3 hours, okay? But, essentially, all this comes down to, realistically, is this guy is a whiny bitch. And his feelings are hurt. And he's emotional. And it has nothing to do with anything else. But unfortunately, we're on the internet, right? So, one guy has followers on his side. One guy has followers on his side. And then they have a bunch of friends on either side. And I'm here to tell you, I don't give a fuck about any of these dudes. I don't give a fuck, dude. Point blank. Now let's watch this shit and I'll go through it step by step. Easy. If you are already typing in the comments Erase it, you dumb piece of shit. I don't care. Okay? If you're already in the comments before you have watched this, or you don't know anything about it, or you're just here to say, oh, he's right, I don't care, because this is the truth. I have played EverQuest a long time. I've played WoW. I've played League. I've played all these games chronically online. Look at my weight. You think I don't know? You think I don't know this? I have my hair, but look at me. I look like Jack Black quit acting or something, okay? Straight up, watch it, and I'll go through it. Don't comment already, because you're that fucking mad about your boyfriend here whining his ass off on the internet, making this way bigger than it had to be. Okay, let's go. Let's get into it.
Boss is coming too, watch out.
Yeah, well, I got you all.
Run,
Just run. Keep
Okay. Now already, this is what you need to understand. These guys are playing hardcore WoW. What is hardcore WoW? Hardcore WoW is when you are playing in the normal game. When you die, you can come back. Hardcore WoW is when you don't come back when you die. So all of these guys are hyper aware that when they're in these situations, that it is important to deal with things properly. Okay? Now, an issue that is already happening here that you really didn't fully see is that they have pulled more than they should already. And that's fine. Okay? What they have right here is essentially like 2 camps. 2 camps is not that insane. Okay? Furthermore, when you're playing, when you're playing like this, and they accidentally pull this extra camp, cool. As a team, you can deal with that. You can. You have 5 human players, as you can see up here. You got 5 human players. They pulled 2 camps. This is doable. Even for a dungeon. Okay? Now, on the regular game, this area is already noob bait. If you don't play real well, this area is problematic. You can get through it at a slow, steady pace, no problem. It's a big area. It's got a lot of twists and turns. Sometimes it's confusing. If you're a genuinely new player and you're really not that bad at the game, you may be able to complete this without dying with your party. But there are spots in here where you just have to hope that, 1, that your team is good, and 2, that somebody knows where they're going. Because sometimes, look, not everybody in the world is a pro player, okay? Not everybody in the world knows everything about everything. Alright? So the reason I'm saying this is, this area is already, without this being hardcore, forget that it's hardcore for a second, this area is already tough. It's an already tough area. Okay? Now, what they did here is they pulled 2 camps. Again, the reason I'm saying this slowly is because some of you can't fucking understand what is being said. I have watched the videos. I have saw the comments. You guys legit don't fucking understand. And it is insane to me. Because the game is not that difficult. It is not that hard to understand, guys. 2 camps. This is not a huge issue. Okay?
Boss is coming too.
Boss is coming too. What does that mean? Well, that means these fucking idiots, instead of pulling the camp farther back and not getting the second camp, Not only have they pulled 2 camps, but now they're pulling a boss. Well, what is a boss? A boss is something that's much harder than these 2 camps. A boss alone by itself will decimate this team if they don't have enough resources. Well, what are resources?
Yeah.
Resources
Yeah,
are these things on the fucking side below these guys' names. Energy, mana, and rage. Those are the 3 that they have in the group. Rage is built when a warrior attacks or does items that or does spells that fucking build up his rage. And then you got your mana here. Now pay attention to this one. Okay? Mana is how this blue guy, why he's blue is because that's a mage. And he has a little blue bar under him. That blue bar is pretty low. Before they ever fucking pulled. And if you notice, these little blue things coming down, that's a blizzard. It slows. So he is trying
I got you all.
this guy right here is trying to kite these out and use the blizzard to thin them all out. Because mages are actually pretty decent at doing damage to everything in an area. Go figure. Most of these guys are single targets. And then they have 1 healer. So, this guy is actually really good. Unfortunately, it costs mana. And he doesn't have much mana. And as you can see here in the bottom, this dumb piece of shit is already looking like this. Okay? This situation is very serious. These people are 60 or nearly 60. I don't know. But the point is, if you're level 60 in Classic WoW, especially in Hardcore, that means you've done a lot. You've done a lot. You've put a lot of time and a lot of effort into your character. And you see all this shit at the bottom? That's all the resources and different spells and different stuff that they have to get out of situations like this. Now, unfortunately, you have this guy calling the shots, I guess. Why? I have no fucking clue why anyone should listen to this. Because this is his genuine reaction to this. Okay? It's insane to have this reaction. But we'll get there.
God damn it.
Awesome.
Run, 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 he says to the group. Why? Because when you die, you're going to lose all your progress. Right now, they're all pretty much full health. They could run out and leave the instance. Well, what's an instance? An instance is this dungeon that they're in. When you go into a dungeon, it's called an instance. Only your party will show up in an instance. Okay, following me so far? Check it out. He tells the group, this guy tells the group to run. Why? They're going to fucking die. They're going to fucking die. They don't have much. They've got a healer that's on 70% mana. When that runs out, they're not just fucked. They're fucked. They're fucking dead. They're fucking straight up dead. So he tells them to run.
Just run. Can you target at me?
Okay? Now, for those keeping count at home, that was many people saying run. This guy gave the call to run, then they said run. This is his reaction. This is the guy that's leading these guys. Understand this. This is the guy biting his own arm. I need you to understand that when you pick a guy to lead your team, and it's a guy like this, you should already expect to fucking not do anything. Now, this dungeon's pretty trivial. A lot of these guys, if they've played before, have run this a lot. It's pretty easy. It's not a big deal. But like I said, even on normal WoW, this can be kind of a little bit of an issue for some people to run, especially if you're running the whole thing. Now, I don't know what parts that they're running. I don't know if they've just ran the one part or not. But this is the guy. This guy chewing on his arm that can't speak English, can't formulate his words, can't think. This is the guy. Okay? And he's telling them to run, and they're listening. Everyone is running. He's literally chewing on his fucking arm. Guys, like...
Freedom, yeah. Should I do it?
Just kill the masses. Yeah, target them. Kill the masses.
No.
Aussie, are you fine?
Now, what he's asking there, for those at home who don't speak this bullshit, he's asking the warrior, are you fine? Now, the reason he's doing that is because while you're retreating, you should keep an eye out. Okay? You should keep an eye out. You should be aware. You should see if, like, your teammate is the one who's most likely to die, like the warrior is. Their healer's on 50%. What needs to happen here is they need to either abandon the warrior and run out, or kite at a very safe distance, and I'm talking very safe, with him to the front, which they're not that far away from, by the way. So he's asking him if he's fine. He's doing a little checkup. Perfect. That's fine. Would have been better to have the fucking eyeballs to not pull before this. The fact that you, like, guys, what you need to understand is the fact that they pulled 2 camps, it's not bad, but that's still a mistake. Okay? Should you risk on hardcore WoW anything? Should you do anything risky? No. You shouldn't. You should just have some form of self-control to take things as they come and be meticulous, be slow. When you're playing on hardcore WoW, it's like this, guys. Why take the chance? Why take the chance? Why take the chance that something could go horribly wrong? Well, guess what? They rolled the dice. And no one had eyeballs. And no one could have thought, hey, we shouldn't aggro other stuff. We shouldn't pull multiple camps. Okay. So, now they pulled the boss also. You know, realistically, they need to leave. There's no question about that. They need to leave. There is no emotional, like this guy wants to do. There's no emotional bullshit. They need to leave. They have pulled way too much. And I can tell just by looking at their gear, I don't know. I don't think they got what it takes. I don't think they got what it takes to take on all of those mobs. They definitely don't have the mana. They definitely don't have, I mean, this warrior's rage is just low as shit because he's trying to help the team. Because you have to spend your rage to do certain abilities, and certain abilities keeps more aggro on the tank and not on his friends that are trying to run away. He's being a team player. Tank is being a team player.
Any grenades? Anything?
I got last stand.
Now he's asking him, any grenades, anything. He's asking the tank, and I guess whoever else, there's something called engineering in this game. A lot of people take engineering because it has useful little things like grenades and like whatever that can turn the tide. So he's already, right at this moment, he's already second guessing himself. He's saying in his head, maybe we can take them. Maybe we can do it. Now, mind you, the whole time people are saying run. Okay, he said it the first 3 times, but if you'll listen to this audio back, they're saying fucking run multiple times. Okay, they're still saying run. Everyone thinks they should run. Okay, every one of these human beings thinks they should run at this point. Now, you see his cheeky little look at the camera because he realizes this is a fucking situation now. Okay, he's doing stupid faces and doing stupid shit for the camera while his team is being in a very tough situation. Honestly, he needs to fucking focus and lock in, right? But, little fucking bitch babies don't do that, I guess. I don't know what the fucking deal is with this kid. But the reality is, I wouldn't want this guy fucking leading nobody after seeing this shit. Like, Jesus Christ, brother. Such a fucking whiny girl. Okay. Recenter. So he says grenades or whatever, because they're going to try to they're going to thin it out. Now watch this fucking guy.
Heal him!
He starts begging the healer to heal the tank. Okay?
Yeah, just heal me. Just come back a little bit.
I guess that's the tank's voice.
Supposed to tell me, sitting bear form.
It's not me. Just run.
They're telling this guy to just run. Again. They're saying run. Again. Again. And again. After this guy said it, everyone still thinks they should run.
I can help a lot. Yep.
Pirate, why are you walking?
Okay? Pirate, their mage, is over here. Because he's running. I don't know if we've heard them say run 50,000 times. He's running. Why is he running? Because he needs to get the fuck out. This guy's playing a rogue. He has all of his kit still up. He's doing abso-fucking-lutely nothing with it. There's so much he can do with this kit that I don't even feel like going into that. I could go 20 minutes on just the skills that he has right here. Okay? I've seen some comments where people said that he could distract, but he can't. I don't think he can do that in combat. I've seen tons of comments saying all types of stuff, which will be in the comments down here too, I'm sure. He has stuff he can do. A lot of the rogue stuff, though, is for himself. He can get out anytime he wants. He is probably the least in danger out of all these people of dying right now. So he's feeling the least amount of pressure, naturally. But check it out. Check it out.
Bro,
What are you talking about? Why am
this
I
is
walking? What's
savage,
going on?
but come on,
Innovate
man.
you?
Just kill the master.
Now the mage just asked, what do you mean, why am I walking? Look at my mana. Well, his mana is now at 10%, because he's using it all to run away. Mages have what's called a blink. A blink teleports you a short distance. So he's fucking using it to get away. Okay?
Innovate.
Now, this guy is a druid. Druids have healing abilities when they're not in their little forms. In the beginning of this video, he was a cat, then he was a bear, now he's his normal self. These two are healing the warrior. Because the warrior is currently the only thing stopping all of these guys from getting ran down. Now, I know what you're thinking. Man, I've heard the word run a fuckload. How come we're stopped right here? Well, just you wait.
You snowball, bro, come
Kill the
on.
masses. We got this. In a sense,
They assume, magically, out of nowhere, they all change their minds. They say, wait a minute. We have this, guys. It's not fucking possible. There's some of the best players in the game? Sure. These fucking guys? We're not talking about the best case scenario here. We're talking about some fucking guys that are not playing well. Okay? If you're really good, you're not even in this situation. Okay? We're not talking about these are the best WoW players. Just because they stream doesn't mean they're good at all. Okay? We're not talking about the best people in the world. We're talking about average fucking people. I know for sure that this Aussie guy has died a shitload. A shitload. This is his Tuesday, okay? This is normal for him. Now, I will say this, just so we're on the same page. I am a dis priest main on this game for a long time. And say what you will, but this mana is not so good. They have fucking eyeballs. And I get it. You said, oh, this guy has heals, though. He sure does. And they're weak as shit. They are weak as shit. Because he is running, most likely, the same build that this rogue is building. Most likely. You know, not 100%. But I seen him DPSing in cat form earlier. And the thing that you need to know if you don't know anything about WoW is this. Because this video really is aimed toward, if you genuinely have no idea what's going on, and you genuinely want to know, that's who this video is for, okay? The cat build is the same as a rogue. And rogues just do melee DPS. That's it. Rogues just do melee damage, they stab, that's it. He is not set up for long-term mana stability. Yes, the bar is the same length, but I guarantee you, not the same. He casts one heal, and like 1/4 of this will be gone. And they're not that strong, to be honest. Now they could be if he was set up for it, but they're not, because that wouldn't make any sense. So what we have right here is this guy is getting healed by 2 people. This guy's getting healed by 2 people. Mind you, this part of the map right here, there are mobs that they haven't killed, just like up here. There are mobs that they haven't killed off to the side here. And this fucking guy bounces, literally.
We got this.
Look at him.
Heals.
Bounces right into them and pulls them. Okay? None of this, mind you, none of this is the mage's fault. He can't control anything going on here. He has 10% mana. If I'm the healer, I don't know why the fucking healer's not talking. If I'm the healer, I'm telling everybody that I'm on 20%. If I'm the healer, I'm saying, hey guys, we about to have no fucking healing. I'm assuming that I don't know what they think. I don't know why they would assume that this druid can pick up the healing.
The sense of
Or something? Or
Do you see my mana? What am I supposed?
Now, what you just saw there was a war stomp, okay, that stunned the boss. But this boss is actually immune to a lot of stuff.
To do for you?
just kill the massive. One shot. Okay, we
More
can
than one way, more than one way.
now. The massive.
Now that little bolt that just flew across the screen was from that camp that they pulled, the extra camp. So now we're up, not just 1, not just 2, not just 2 and a boss. Now we're at 3 camps that they've pulled. 3 camps.
The massives can be ice novas.
Okay?
Now we're gonna wait.
Nusara.
Now here we have the point of view of the mage. This is his point of view.
Boss is coming too, watch out.
Yeah. Well, I got shield wall. God damn.
Run,
it.
run.
Just run. Can you target at me?
They told him to run, and he's running.
I can target him, yeah. Should I do it?
Just kill the masses. Yeah, target them, man. Kill the masses.
No.
Also, are you fine?
Now he turns around to cast Blizzard because Blizzard slows. Okay? Blizzard will slow these down so these guys can run. They're in a very good position for all of these guys to get out. Now, what it didn't show you on that last clip is not only did, I think, Snuppy lived, the guy who pulled the camps, the mage lived, and the rogue lived. The one that's bitching at everybody. Okay? The one who made the call. The one that failed. Is the one bitching at everybody. He lived. Which, you know what? Crazy that he's that mad over. But hey, right? Essentially what you got going here is he has 319 mana. And if you look down here, you see all these spells that are like blued out. They're all blued out like that, like grayed out kind of. I say blue because it is blue. Because he can't cast them. Now he has an ability down here called Evocation. Evocation will restore a fairly good amount of his mana. Especially because he has so much. Unfortunately, he cannot use it because it is on cooldown. But even so, he turns around right here to help these guys. To keep the things at bay so that these guys can get out. So what he does, he turns around, he uses the last of his mana to try to help them get out.
Any grenades,
I got
anything?
in. You get
Heal him.
Yeah, just heal me. Just come back a little bit.
Plus, on me, sitting bear.
Bad call. You heard him. You heard when they started to make these new calls. Because they wanted to see if they could do it.
Form?
Snuppy, just run.
I can help a lot.
But even then, they still say run.
Yep.
Pirate, why are you walking, bro?
What are you talking about? Why am I walking?
This
Look at
is
my mana.
savageable. Come
Innervate
on,
you?
man.
Just kill the mass.
Oh, his innervates actually are, sorry, innervates the druid spell. His evocation's actually right there. I thought it was down here, but I got this annoying fucking thing in my way. From this VLC shit, because I just downloaded these because I didn't feel like dealing with setting it up. It's over here in the corner, and you can see it's still on cooldown. It's still on cooldown. What he's doing right here is he's turning around again to, if he can pull something off with this little mana, but he needs to stay safe. He needs to think about his character. Because the reality is, when you're playing with people like this, and you're playing with like a group of people that are all playing together, I assume these guys all know each other and played a fair bit together, if he stays alive, he can actually help that next guy back up pretty quick. Okay? But if they all wipe, they're all fucked. And if you look in his bags, and you look at the shit that they have, this stuff is not a small... Like, the stuff that they have is not like a small time investment. The stuff that they have is a huge investment to a lot of people. This guy matters to his guild. Some of these guys matter to their guilds. It's important to understand that you shouldn't just die for the sake of dying. If you can get out, you will be able to help your people better than if you just fucking sacrifice. Or play stupid. Or think about like these high-risk situation goes, oh no, we could do it. Like, you can't do it. You're a normal guy. You're a normal guy, and just because you stream doesn't magically give you any more ability to play the game than any other people. Now, with some people that's not true. They actually become pretty good at the game. And the reality is, someone who's played like 20 years or someone who's played a fair decent amount than other people, those guys that are reading this situation, they could have turned. Maybe. But that boss still has like 40k health and hits like a truck. And the healer still has no mana. And that druid's not going to replace that healer. And this mage, what do we call a mage with no mana? Fucking useless. He might as well, like he is not doing anything. When you don't have any mana as a mage, and this shouldn't even be like a WoW thing, like on this game. This should be like, have you ever watched an anime? Have you ever played an RPG? A fucking mage with no mana is basically a fucking paperweight. There's no fucking point. They can't do anything. It's impossible. So, the situation that we have here is essentially these guys get real brave as they're dwindling resources, and like, they shouldn't be brave. They shouldn't be brave here at all. They should all be running. There's no reason to ever risk your characters. Any of them. Okay? And the reality that I want to impress upon people is this. It does not matter who he is. If you have seen this guy online and you do not like him, fantastic. Pretend that he's someone else. I don't know what to tell you. If you're that fucking dumb that you can't separate your hate for somebody, okay, from the situation, that's insane. Because people do this shit all the time with people that they like. People that they like do something scummy, and it's a problem. People that they don't like do it, and they should be crucified. The reality is, no matter what you feel about this guy, he was told to run and he ran. He has no fucking mana and he's a mage. He needs to just get the fuck out. There is no point in helping with this. There is no point in thinking that you're the fucking main actor of this show and thinking that you're gonna somehow, like, you're not the main character, bro. You're not gonna turn that around. Y'all fucked up back-to-back pulls. You fucked up the first pull. You fucked up again. Then you fucked up pulling the boss and the next camp. Like, you're fucking upwards. You know what I mean? Good God. It's insane to see it. Because there should be no arguments online at all. The only reason that there's an argument is because some people don't like this guy, and some people don't like that guy, and I'm here to tell you that that fucking rogue is a big fucking baby who is crying and whining and doesn't even have the English to fucking explain why he is crying and whining. But we will get to that. We will fucking get to that.
Innovate.
Kill the masses. We got this. In the sense of...
Or something?
Do you see my mana? What am I supposed to do for you?
Now, I will say this. He should not be doing this. Okay? He should not be fucking talking. He should wait until after. Let these guys deal. Because they're off the script. Okay? Everyone should be running and thinking about, let's reset and let's come back and get this. It's really easy. You leave. For those who don't play WoW, all you do is you leave and you come back in. That's all they had to do. It's not this serious. You leave, you heal up, and you come back in. That is all they had to do. Instead, they decided to Rambo and risk and roll. And what's sad is, this healer, I feel bad. Because I'm a healer main. And when I see stuff like this healer, I say, my God. Not on hardcore. Not on hardcore, man. Because I get it. I get it when you're the healer and you're looking at this situation and you have that healer brain and you're like, I can help. Yes, you can help. But you have to understand when you're helping a bunch of fucking idiots who want to bash their heads against the wall instead of taking the easy way out that uses some form of self-control. Sometimes it's better to let the party wipe and dip. Sometimes it is just better to understand that, like, not everything is perfect, okay? And that's the thing. This guy's not perfect. He definitely should not be saying any of what he is saying while the situation is going on. Save it for later. Because he's in the right. Him running, no problem.
Kill the massives. One shot. Okay, we
More
both
than
are
one way,
ice
one
right
way.
now. The massives can be ice novas.
Now we're gonna wait.
See, like, now we're going to wipe. He shouldn't have said that. He should not have said that. But unfortunately, the healer dies because these guys think that they're brave. Now, I know what you're thinking, but he didn't do damage. This mage didn't do damage. Nope, without mana, he doesn't. That's correct. That is correct. He wouldn't have done damage here. He wouldn't have done damage there. He wouldn't have done damage there. He wouldn't have done damage anywhere. Now, why did they pull? Why did they pull back-to-back mobs in hardcore without a full reset between? Like, because why risk it? Why risk it? You guys play games for a living. What is so important that you have to go get done? Like, where are you going after this? To get your DoorDash? Like, honestly, calm the fuck down. You make your money by doing shit online and playing online. Okay? You do not have anywhere to go. You do not have anywhere to be. You have plenty of time to think about your actions, slow the fuck down, and just play it out. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. But even with this guy being snarky, and I don't know that he's being snarky, he definitely is saying things and he's surprised because anyone with a functioning fucking brain can realize that this situation was fucked. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to be the guy to say it. If it were me in this situation, before that run is even called, I'm already thinking about running. Because you know what I don't do anymore? I don't fucking sacrifice myself for people who cannot just play the game. Because I'll tell you who didn't pull a camp. This fucking mage. I tell you who didn't pull nothing. Okay? This guy. This mage didn't pull a fucking thing. Didn't pull a fucking thing nowhere. Nowhere. All the way back home. He didn't pull shit. Now this fucking guy pulled that extra camp. And for all I know, we go back here, and he might have been the culprit pulling, like what is this? This is hardcore WoW. And you guys are just so daring. And I get it. For some of you, you would say, well, this isn't even that bad. And it's not. It is not that bad. They could have definitely dealt with this. And I'm sure the mage would have been fine with dealing with this. And they would have lived. But how hard is it between 5 functioning adults to just look, just move your camera? Zoom out, for fuck's sakes. Get the fucking add-on that allows you to zoom your camera out even farther, for fuck's sakes. There is nothing wrong with being a smidge on the caution. Unless this whole thing has been staged. That's where I'm at. This is so stupid that any of this is an issue that it feels staged. No one can look at this, how I've explained it, and say that that mage is the problem.
What am I supposed to do for you?
Just kill the massives. One shot. Okay, we
More
both
than one way,
shots
more than
right
one
now.
He's right. What's he
The
supposed to
massives can be
do?
ice nobles.
He's a mage with no
Now
mana.
we're gonna wait.
It's its own.
Look, this is what
It's its own fucking punchline. What am I supposed to do? Mage with no mana.
I hate about Asmongold right fucking now. There is 99% of people that tell him you are at wrong.
This guy's delusional, by the way. He just makes shit up on the fly. Just so we're clear, we just watched this clip of this guy, and he turned around like multiple times. Every time I scan through, he's turned around, watching for his team. He has told everybody, repeatedly, online, everywhere, that the mage didn't turn around, not even once, to help out or do anything, which he did multiple times. Multiple times he did. But this guy is so caught up in his own fucking delusions and his lies that he's just buried. At this point, he has no choice but to double down, because anything less than him being absolutely fucking schizophrenic wouldn't make any sense. If he doesn't double down, he doesn't have an option. This guy's so in the wrong for berating another human being, sending his followers to attack them, doing all of this drama, doing all of this bullshit, fucking whining this hard for a call that he made, and at no point will he go, damn. Yeah, watching it back, because this would be me. In the heat of the moment is one thing. But after he's confronted with all the evidence, if you can't man up and be like, you know what? Yeah, I can see what people mean. I'm going to be a real one and be like, you know what? I fucked up. I like playing with you. You're a good mage. You did what I said. No hard feelings. You just did what you felt at the time. That could be a discussion. But it wasn't. It wasn't. He has went to everyone he can find and harassed them. You need to go watch this clip with Asmongold. He did a whole thing on it. He did a whole video on it. It is insane to me, personally, that this man can sit here and fucking whine this hard, being faced with all the evidence. It's insane.
Of people that tell him you are at wrong.
You are at wrong. That's how he said, by the way, I am Dutch German. What this man is saying is that his audience is 90% of them are telling him that he's wrong about the situation. And he's not. And they're not. Literally, right here, run. Why are you running? They're making fun of this guy. Now, I don't know. I've never met a German that this is this fucking dumb. But there you have it. There's one for every village. You got your fucking jester.
What you're saying is wrong. But then he picks the one exact guy where he can put his like mindset, his biased opinion on, and then make fun of that one singular person in his entire chat room. Literally just narrative deluxe. That's what he's doing right now. My narrative right now is right. Pirate is my friend right now actually. Yeah, he's my friend. He is a big streamer. I could make some nice collabs with him.
Okay. Oh, Jesus. That's crazy to me.
Literally just narrative now is big streamer. I could make some nice collabs with him.
Make some nice collabs with him. Now, I'm not translating this shit. It's so incoherent. So incoherent. Listen, I get, if you don't speak English, that is fine. Don't speak English. But don't go on a fucking full-blown tirade across the internet, joining multiple people's channels, yelling, venting, bitching, whining over all of this. And his main point, just to get you guys to understand, his main point is that the mage didn't want to be bitched at by him for an hour or two because he values his time. He left. Okay? Now, while this guy did say sorry to everybody, he did. And the mage has apologized on his own, talking to other people. This guy has followed and harassed anyone that's talking about this. Just to understand where we're at, this guy has targeted people who are talking about the situation because he feels that he's right. He is not right. He feels he is right. Therefore, he has harassed, targeted, annoyed, bitched, complained to everyone who will listen. I bet, even as we speak, right now, he is complaining to somebody about this situation that he is in the wrong of. Like, listen to this.
Now is right. Pirate is my friend right now, actually. Yeah, he's my friend. He is a narrative deluxe. That's what he's doing right now. In his entire chat room. Literally just narrative deluxe. That's what he's doing right now. My narrative right now is right.
He calls it a narrative. You know, other people call it the truth. Because they have eyes. And a fucking brain. It is so simple. And mind you, this guy didn't lose anything. His main point is that the mage is mad. That he's mad at the mage because the mage didn't take accountability. There should be no accountability. When I look at that video, I see a healer who has healer brain. And I've had it for years. You think, I can help. I can be the one that saves this party. I can be the, because everyone gets something different. Okay? Everyone gets something different from different aspects of the gameplay. Okay? A guy who does damage wants, I want big numbers. Well, a healer doesn't have anything but the approval of others and being useful and whatever. And we have healer brain. So what you really have here is you've got the druid that fucked up and pulled more camps on the way out, which did not help. Okay? And then you've got the tank who's just doing his job. His main job as that tank is to hold the fucking line. But they needed to keep it moving, and they might have all lived. But instead, the druid's jumping around like a crazy idiot and just pulling when they don't have to. They don't have to pull this extra camp that he pulled right here. They could have walked it. He's at full mana. He can heal himself. They can move toward the fucking... They can move toward the fucking door. For as long as they sat here...
Or something? We're
You
fighting.
see my mana? What am I supposed to do for you?
Just kill the mastiffs. One shot. Okay, we
More
can
than on the way, more on the
ice
way.
now. The mastiffs can be ice now, but
Did him.
Now we're gonna wait.
Musara.
I just... Look how fast they're moving when they want to move. Look how fast they're moving
The mastiffs
when
can
they
be
want to get out. That's their tank. That's the guy who should be dying. And guess what? He is not dying. Now, the healer has healed him, and unfortunately taken aggro from that. Because at this stage, no one in the party understands that the druid pulled another camp. And the way aggro works is, if this tank didn't put some spice on it, the moment that she heals anybody or whatever, that healer's going to get aggro. Okay? So if the healer is healing the stuffy guy who pulled, she's getting aggro. Okay? She's definitely going to die. There's no point in even trying at this point to get out. She's at the back of the pack. It's done. The druid can shapeshift into other forms and run, and the tank, honestly, it's a tank, right? So we kind of understand what that means. They're more durable. Now, the boss does hit pretty hard, but the reality is that the entrance is right there. You can see it. It's right there. They just got to round the corner and leave. Now, it's funny that the mage had plenty of time to do this, but these guys just couldn't manage to take their ego, put it on the shelf and say, hey, there's more important things than me ego. You know, like, this whole thing feels staged. Okay? I feel like this mage has like 20 plus IQ points on all these people. Unfortunately, again, what I was saying was, I do think that the healer and the tank were just doing their job. The main problem is this piece of shit here, making these calls, pitting people against each other, lying, repeatedly lying. You can go, and I hope to God, please God, please someone make a fucking compilation of every lie that he has told, put it together, and have the footage right after. I promise, that's your ticket to 1 million views. Please do it. Someone out there, thank you. We'll see it eventually. But I am telling you, it is wild the number of times this fucker has lied online. Now, I don't have all the clips. I couldn't go find all the fucking clips. But I'm just telling you guys straight up, this is not that serious. But at the same time, it is insane to me that we're listening to this fucking guy. He got these people killed. And furthermore, him and the druid, it's like the druid pulled the one camp. But like, let's say that they just left, right? And like, I'll be honest, even the rogue almost pulled the camp because he doesn't, God forbid that you just turn your camera around. Be self-aware. You're playing hardcore WoW. Like, obviously, he goes online, he's harassing people, he's so dedicated to this stupid fucking, take accountability. Like, there's no accountability, bro. If you're that dedicated to being this fucking dumb, why not just take the extra 5 seconds it would have taken to realize that your character matters, their characters matter, let's go ahead and get out. Let's reset. Let's come back in. It doesn't take that long, bro. It's not like that once they go out, they can never come back in. They can just pop out and pop back in after they're healed up. There's no big deal. But this guy is so egotistical and self-involved that this whole situation gets blown out of proportion because he doesn't like somebody. Like, I'm sorry, if you're the type of person to lie, harass, and fucking, belittle people and push people in a corner and make your opinion the truth just because you want it to be, you're such a small fucking person. I just want you to know that. And if you're watching and that's you, go fuck yourself. You're such a small person for doing that. You don't have to be this guy. You could have been a different guy. Now, he says, however, okay, and the real problem is he's going around and bitching to everybody. Okay? Just whining and bitching to everybody. But I think the real problem is that he doesn't see it. He doesn't get it. Like, bro, if this is me, I'm sorry, but I'm a lifelong healer. I am not putting myself in this situation at all. I would not be hanging out with these dudes. Because this is not like a complicated thing that had a complicated series of events. This is pure black and white on paper. This is stupid. That's all that's printed on the paper. This situation is dumb. That mage did exactly what he needed to do. He got out. Which they said, the whole way through this. None of these people should have been in this situation. And if it was me, and I don't know how all these other guys feel about this dude. bitching and whining and complaining. But I would not play with this guy. I'm not going to be a fucking victim of this guy. I'm not going to be this healer having to replay my entire... Dude, that's a priest. Okay? And what you need to understand about hardcore WoW is that being a healer sucks cock. It does. You have very little control over the game. And in order to get a healer that high, you have to have some type of help. I'm sorry, but you're not going to just magically solo your way up there unless you spend twice as long as everyone else, if not more. Because you can die a lot of ways as a healer that other people just don't have to worry about. Okay? And you don't have the same kind of like resources and opportunities. I think the reason I'm so mad is because these videos are just a small collection, just a drop in the bucket of this guy bitching. He is all over the internet right now, fucking whining and complaining to anyone. And his whole point is non-stop wrong. The mage doesn't owe anyone a fucking apology. It's a video game. He didn't do anything wrong. In fact, he's the only one who fucking listened when you really think about it. He's the only one who listened. This guy got people killed and does not want the blame for that. So he's trying to make it out like this guy's bad. This pirate guy's bad. The pirate guy didn't do it. Okay? The pirate guy didn't do anything wrong. That's what you have to realize. So, I'm going to end this by just saying, if this gets watched by someone important, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you had to hear me act like this. But at the same time, it all does come back to, how can you be so confidently fucking stupid? You know, if he really cared about these people, if he really cared, this would not be about him trying to crucify this pirate guy. This should be about him, you know, making it up to his friends about his bad call. And he should never be allowed to make calls again. Do not put your faith in these people who throw you under the bus because of their ego. Because, like, if I'm the shot caller there, and I have shot called tons, I don't immediately think, like, it's so egotistical to think that you can win that. When the easy thing is to just leave. Just leave. Get everybody out. That's your teammates. That's your group. They matter more. Their time matters more. And by proxy, you're friends with them. Your time matters more, bro. You're going to have to help them. Like, if you really do feel bad, you're going to help them. You're not just going to tell them, oh, too bad, so sad that you died, and not help them back up. Like, I don't know. This guy's a pussy. I hate it. I hate people like this. They ruin the game. They make things unfun. They do these, like why risk anything? Anyway, I'm done ranting. Say what you will in the comments. Send it who you want. I don't care. If you think this guy's in the right, you're worse than him because you're not even in the position to be this delusional and you have all the evidence right in front of you. Figure it out. Just because you like someone, focus. Just because you like someone does not make them right. Okay? I'm sure Epstein had a lot of people who liked him. It doesn't make you right. It does not. You can't do bad shit, act like a fucking piece of shit, and do that stuff just because people like you. You shouldn't do that. It's crazy. It's annoying. It's fucking insane. Just do the right thing. Own up to what you did. Just say, hey, my bad. There's always the my bad button. There's always the say, you know, you're human. You're fucking human. But right now, you're a piece of shit human. Good day.